What's up, everybody? This is your boy Jay Takashi here. I'm joined by my man, The Vital Message, and we're here to simply talk. And also, I'm here to get to know my man Vital, what his hobbies, what his likes, dislikes, and also like why he likes Pokemon, which is a very intriguing conversation I like to get into because I play the games, I've watched the anime, and I'm still a fan to this day because Pokemon is a never-ending franchise at this point. Like I don't think it'll ever go bad, but. All in all, vital message and introduce yourself and state your occupation, I guess.
Hey, how's it going? My channel name is The Vital Message. A lot of people know me as Caduceus. I entered the space more in black pill content. I do a lot of interviews. I'm also starting a series called The Banterverse. I've done dating shows in the past where Jay has been a competitor on. I actually had a pretty good showing out there. And I'm a medical student in my second year, and I got all sorts of little hobbies that help me stay a bit balanced instead of diving into the bookwork, getting consumed by studies, and that includes Pokemon, as you mentioned. I started at a young age for that one. So what do you want to know first, Jay?
Okay, so I would say this. Okay, so you said you're in the medical field. What kind of pushed you to want to go into the medical field, brother? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, I've kind of had an interest in the human body, biology in general, and it just came easy to me early on. And then when I was in undergrad, I would say that I was smart but amorphous with my plans. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I had a hunch that it was medical, but then when I started working in the hospital, I got to see that the culture, it's not like that white collar, suck up to your boss, play the workplace politics. It's more of the like a trade. And then you also have that human element where your work is intimate. It's scientific, but it's also art. And it's not as pretentious as like another field. Like a lot of humble people in there. They do have egos about what they do, but when you meet them person to person, it's always first names. The science is really interesting, and I think you can do a lot of good with it. It's an area where I think I can do good. So,
okay, I say this. I love the inspiration and the willingness to want to do that for good reasons, and also, I've always said if you're going to go in the medical field, you got to be a little bit bigger than you. Because of what you're trying to do with it, and also that it can be used to save lives, and if it can be used to save and almost like, I guess like keep prolong someone from passing on to the next life, then that's a W in my opinion. Because
yeah, I think the tricky part though is that there might be a disconnect between if you're practicing, you're gonna have a knowledge difference than your people that you're trying to help. You gotta like you don't have much time, and you gotta be able to walk them through what they're going through. Listen so you can pick up the symptoms. Listen so you can figure out what's working, what isn't, and take you're on the clock. You got to see maybe 20 plus patients in the day, but make sure that you take the due diligence to know the person in front of you, what they want. And if you're going to enter medicine, don't have a good reason for it, because if you don't, it's going to chew you up and spit you out. Like you're not going to last.
One of my best friends, I tell him he's so smart in the medical field. He knows the human body, the pharmacy stuff. I even told him, like, dude, I think you're that smart that what you can do the freaking the Doctor Strange surgery type stuff. Like, I think you're that good. So you recital stuff because he overstudies, but he retains a lot of the stuff that he studied, and it's just like I've never met anybody like him. He's just so talented to what he does. Like I said, he's like he's like the older brother I never had, and I would just talk to him. And I told him, like, dude, you could dead ass be a surgeon. There's just no way. I think because like he's not overly anxious or whatever. He just felt like he said I feel like it'd be too much pressure because I think just me being like a chemist is what I want to do. With what he told me. And I told him, like, hey man, if it's within the realms of what you think you can handle, then that's fine. But this is a suggestion that I threw out there. But if you wanted to do that, because like I said, a surgeon, yeah, it pays a lot, but also it comes with its own higher type pressure situations. Because like I said, you gotta be sure to do the surgery right. You gotta be able to be calm and a functional, I say functional, and a like stressful environment. because you're going to be, let's say, because you're performing particular acts on people, so that you can like get remove certain things so they can still live, and also make sure the procedure goes well. And I understand you may have some failures every once in a blue moon, but the thing is, with your intelligence, I think you, because I told him this, he has the fortitude and the skill to get it done. So that's what I told him, because I'm like, dude, I don't think I wouldn't say, and I told him I wouldn't say this to anybody, because you're showing it that you could do that. You just be like, it just probably be too much of a hassle to deal with all that stress. And I said, I understand, because like I said, not everybody's built for that at all.
Yeah, I would say you have to have a reason that's not monetary to enter medicine. Because if you're brilliant enough to get into medical school, if you're brilliant enough to be a doctor, there's faster ways to make money. That's just the honest truth of it. Like, you're gonna go sink maybe a couple hundred grand in debt, or a few years of service, depending on what route you take, and you're not gonna start getting paid until your 30s, probably. So like, if you're brilliant enough to take that path, you're probably brilliant enough to network, create a business, or climb ranks somewhere else. So you got to have a good reason to enter the field. If you're going
you definitely need to have a good reason to enter the field. I personally think that. And I want to say congratulations once again for getting into that field, man. I wish you the best of luck on that, wholeheartedly, man, and just help you get through with what you have to get through, just so you can get to where you want to get to.
Thank you, Jay.
Because a lot of cats don't. I tell people, a lot of people don't have that drive. Like, but for me right now, what I'm trying to do is, like I said, I'm trying to finish up my Japanese training, finish that up. Trying to go back to school to get my IT, knock that out, and then once I do that, I'm going to be like studying English overseas, in Japan, to be a Japanese teacher there. On top of trying to get my IT, on top of that, working for an IT company, because that's kind of that's more of what I want to do. And also, it's more of a security thing too for me, so that I can secure it before I get over there. Because where I'm going is a one-way trip. I'm not trying to come back, because my goal is to like have an actual peaceful life over there and stable life like that, and build family later on. But the first thing is to teach, because I want to teach, and actually, everybody over there is so eager to learn. Over there, like the students. I tell people, the students in America, students in Japan are different from the students in America. Much difference. They're actually willing to listen to you and hear you out. Not saying that most kids don't want to learn, but a majority of how our country is now, I just don't like how like some schools are just not. We're doing it for me over here. Like, I couldn't teach anyone here, just because they hate to say it, but some people have the attention span of a goldfish, and I just don't feel like I said, I'll say this: if I don't feel like the teaching is going to get through to you, then why am I teaching over here and wasting my time? Where there are other people who can actually take the information I'm giving them, so that I can actually truly want to help them. Because I actually want people to succeed. I don't want people to fail. Because I used to have that thought process of failure, and then I turned that failure into a strength in order to overcome weakness, to be more confident in myself. And it's given me, like I said, it's giving me a little bit of level of not superiority, but it's giving me a level of humility to actually be better. And understand that some people can't get some things, but I can kind of steer them in the right way, to give them a little. If I just give you a push in the right direction, I feel like I did a good job. Simple enough. That's how I see it. I'm gonna have to really nail it to them whenever it's something like, if they're like in the middle of a wall, like something that I ran into. I have to. Therapy said this best. It says when you first learn something, you kind of forget how you did it, the steps you went along to go get it, and then for the other person, for when you're teaching it, you're not going to tell to the person. So the thing is, you kind of need to remember what it was like to do that, so that you can use that in order to help the person that's stuck in the wall like you were. And that's something I really do agree with. That's something I want to like help somebody with.
Yeah, I think a simple example of that, I had this surgical skills lab where they teach you how to suture, they teach you how to insert tubes, how to draw blood, that kind of stuff on like mannequins. And we were doing knot tying to practice like the knots for it. And like learning it was horrible. Like, you just were doing it wrong. Like, you were doing it completely wrong, because you have to have your hand placement, because you're going to replace like your hands for instruments later on. So, and you're never going to let go of the hook side, because then you could poke yourself. That's a sharp.
Yeah.
So like learning the technique, it was rough, and the guy that was teaching us was just like, I don't know really how to teach it, because and then once you pick up on it, you're just doing them lightning quick, and it's like you're not even thinking, and you're making them.
Right.
So
I always prefer the instructor to show you how like the way that looks, and then after that, when you get the hang of doing it yourself, then it becomes like second nature. Because it's always better to give an example as opposed to me just telling it. Because
absolutely, but even like when they do the example,
hands-on approach, and I like people like that because you see it once, now I don't forget it. I know how to do it.
But even in this though, is like you're breaking down like a fluid motion into steps, which could be very difficult at times.
Yeah, that's true. I can't even argue that. I'm like, yeah, that's difficult.
And there's times where you get momentum and you're going to try to slow it down, and you just lose your train of thought. Like you forget how to do it because you're used to doing the whole motion instead of doing the sum of the parts.
All right, I get you. So I mentioned, I'm glad we touched up on this, and it was just a good word exchange back and forth for that. So I would say, do you have any? I would say this. Do you have any goals that you're trying to do besides the medical school? Like anything after you get off of medical school, like you want to do, like build a family or have your own business, something like that?
Yeah, like lifestyle. I think the goal would be probably building a family. I like the idea of having a little bit of land, having like a garden, having some chickens, you know.
Don't worry, listen, I deliver in the country, bro. I've seen many people build farms, and I swear, the way they take care of them is kind of nice. Like, I feel like older couples, like, literally had like the blueprint. They've done it since they were like 30 to where they're like 60 right now. They're doing something right, like literally. So I've seen people own land and own farm, and like they kind of like started off from nothing. I've seen like a young couple just like maybe 2 weeks ago, and they were just starting to build it because they have horses there now. Like the horses just got here. And it's like we bought the stable, we bought some horses, we got some land. This is my father's land. I just bought it, got ownership of it since he passed away. This is me taking it over, and I'm building a farm like he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's just like, yeah, like if you own some land, that's always good, because I think owning ownership of land is actually a sign of hard work and achievement that a man has achieved, and also if he wants to build something really, really big for his family.
Yeah, it's like building your own little empire in a way, and that takes a lot of work. Like first, like I would consider like I like to consider it like the professional aspirations. Like even though it's not technically warfare, the component of that is like warfare. Like you're out there dealing with drama, you're dealing with death, disease, whatever, politics, like whatever is going on in your workplace. And then you go home and you want peace. You want the home front to be nourishing you, recharging you, so you can build more and have more influence. You can have your family thrive. You can have your values spread around. And in terms of business or whatever, right now, the getting through school, getting through residency, and becoming licensed and skilled in whatever field of medicine I pursue would be the top priority. And then if I learn the industry a little bit better, or I learn another industry a little bit better, that's when I would start considering adding another business.
Okay. I mean, like I said, you seem like you got like a few ideas planned out for that, and that's really good. Most people don't even have that at the time. They kind of like just wait to when they get into a particular thing, and then that's when the ideas kind of start popping every now and then. Either they do, they don't. But I have a few cats that said that, like similar to what you said. One of them is actually doing it now. The other one, he's building it up. So the foundation for what he wants to do. But I've always said that's important. Always have a plan, set foundation for what you want to do. Mine took the longest, but at least I got it before I was 30, so that's good. And I'm making steps to get there right now. And I'm showing some fruit. Like I said,
that's good to hear.
It gets there though, because when I do YouTube and things like this, I tell people you can't do it all the time. I got off the phone with my brother and we talked about this. I told him, listen, I won't be doing this forever because like I said, it'll probably be a 3-year thing. And then once I'm finally done, I'm going back to school. I won't be able to be on this for much longer. And the next time I might be on is when I'm over in Japan fully, and then I'll probably do maybe a couple of streams, talk with you guys after a while. And then maybe do some vlogs to some places. And then after that, I think I'll just like mellow out into the life over there to really just like I said, I'll get back to you guys when I build a family and things like that. Just to update every few years to be like, yeah, guys, like I made it. This is what it is. Still got work to do.
Oh yeah, always work to do.
But hopefully I'm retired early at that time, and I can just do streams that just pass on new information for someone who wants to come over to where I want to come over. I mean, come over to where I went to Japan, and then just pass on advice to them. Same thing that I got. Same group of guys I would surround them with, and just give them connections so that they can actually get over there. And of course, coming in with the best intentions. But if that's what you want to do, then I'm like, I will definitely help you out.
Mm-hmm.
You still got to do the work like I did.
Speed up the process for another guy by showing him the avenue.
Essentially, you have to go through all these hoops and stuff, all that. Because like I said, it took me a minute to find which route I wanted to take, and I found it because I got a mentor finally. So I know which format I want to do and what I want to prosper in. And I just got to be willing to put in the work. Simple enough. And I don't. And the thing is, I tell everybody, I don't expect anybody to hold my hand. I'll get it there myself if I have to. If it means getting over there. But enough about me. Final message before we get into the whole Pokemon talk. I think I have a one more question for you specifically. And this is a rather simple one. Do you have any favorite foods that you like particularly?
I like to cook. I like to make all sorts of things.
Yeah, man, Rachel Ray.
Yeah, today I made some homemade puff pastry today. Put some pears, some prosciutto, some blue cheese on it. Put it in the oven. That's what I made today. You can always go simple, the classic steak, Brussels sprouts, potatoes. At times, that's good. I have stuff I can make pho. I made some homemade bone broth, and it's going to be pretty good. Probably not as traditional as you can get, but I like to keep it simple because when it's simple, it's usually healthy and it usually tastes good, And then if I want something fancy, I'll open up my wallet and enjoy the ambiance,
And when I open up my Pokemon wallet, I'll just I
get my Poke Dollars.
I feel you. Man. I do the same thing every once in the blue moon. So for me, I do cook some simple things every now and then. The only way I really get into a Rachel Ray thing is if I'm cooking for a lady, particularly like for a date or something, and I plan something. That's when I get the fancy stuff in. That's when I go to the actual grocery shop and I'm like, all right, I need this. I practice this 1,000 times. It's not hard to do. Get it done within a matter of 30 to 40 minutes. That's the longest it will ever take. But I used to watch a lot of Food Network when I was young. That's what kind of pushed me to want to cook those type of recipes, cook things in 30 minutes. And I'm like, I want that because I hate waiting an hour and have to cook things.
Yeah. But, do you have you heard of sous vide?
Yes, I have.
Oh, if you ever go on dates and you want to cook a meal, that's a good one to have because you can have your protein like a steak or whatever.
Yep.
You could have it cooking. And then you do your date, and then you go and you just sear the meat, and you'll have dinner. So you'll have your date and your food cooking at the same time.
Exactly. And I've always said it's better to get it done before they get there. That way things don't get cold, or I guess you're waiting on it because it's actually better to let's say it's already cheese could be here in 10 minutes. You've been had the steak in the oven, to bake it or sear it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's already done by the time she gets here. That's just perfect. Because I've always do the test. Because I have a thermometer that I can actually poke into the freaking steak to see if it's actually cooked. And also I do a little cut just to make sure. I
got the nice thermometer that you just pop in when I'm cooking chicken or I'm cooking steaks. The sous vide is nice though because you could set it to the temp, forget it, and then whenever you're ready, you just dap it dry, and then you put it in the hot cast iron pan, sear it, or a grill, and it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, and see, I think cooking is very. And the thing is, I know more likely than not because people keep telling me this because more likely my wife will be Japanese when I move over there because I'm not getting married until more often I've got everything established and I'll be most likely. And I told people I actually don't mind my wife cooking or me cooking because I don't mind actually making the conditions. And the reason why is because it's therapeutic for me, number one. Number two, I wouldn't mind cooking a few dishes for my lady if she was ever sick and things like that. And I would cook particular dishes that pertain to either, that are suitable to be eaten when you're either like sick or more often than not, your partner at the table or anything like that. So I would like to do it. I would like to do it in that sense because, like I said, I think cooking is just fun for men or women in general because it's just more. I'll say this. I think it's more liberating because you're kind of expressing yourself through your cooking skills. That's
Yeah, it's an art form.
Yeah, I'm an artist, and I always consider it an art form. Just the difference is you're using forks and knives and all different types of freaking conveniences like microwaves, pans, and ovens to actually cook something to bring something to life. Like very artistry. You might watch Gordon Ramsay, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So yeah, one thing that there are some things though that I'm gonna buy like instead of making myself just out of convenience. So there's some like cheap foods that take a long time to prepare. Those are the things that you go to the restaurant. So like a good ramen that I go to a restaurant for because
I do that too.
I'm not cooking that broth and like all the flavors for 16 hours.
So much for that, man. I swear to you. Oh, it's great. When I moved to, I'll tell you a story because I think everybody knows this, and guys, to my viewers out there, when you finally watch this video, you'll know what I mean because you guys heard me talk about this. When I first went to Tampa, and I was there for 3 years, and I came back here. There were ramen restaurants all over the place. I actually didn't go to my actual first one until I got my first tattoo on my back when I was over there, and that was in 2018, November of 2018. And there was a place that served crispy duck ramen.
Ooh, sounds good.
And I've never had crispy duck ever. I've had venison and things like that. I'm like, let me try this. And I had one of my female friends with me for the first time in a long time. She was there, and I said I would treat her because she just moved down here. And I'm like, I treat you because you never had one of these ramens. You've been having the 30-cent or 50-cent pack ramen. I want you to taste it to see what this feels like. I recorded her reaction. She said, I gotta freaking come here every freaking Friday.
Yeah. Well, look at the part of it though, just the love and care that goes into that. That's hours of care, but they just make it in bulk. That's the difference.
Exactly. And the thing is, they get it done in like 30 minutes more often than not. Like you're waiting 30 minutes in the actual.
Well, it's already cooked. That's the thing.
Yeah, sometimes it's already cooked. I mean, not sometimes it is. I'm sorry. It is already cooked. The thing is, they just reheat it and you put it in the broth, and then that warms up the freaking the noodles, things like that. That's what they do.
Yeah, like if I was gonna make that at home, I would be cooking I'll have a pot going for like 16 hours. I'll have to braise the pork belly like in the oven or whatever. Yeah. That's a lot of work for something I could spend $10 for.
Instructions for that, actually, Vado. Not to cut you off, brother, but I actually ordered like separate, like it was actually a kit to make ramen. The actual big one, and I think all it took me was a total of 30 minutes, if anything.
Oh, cool.
Some of it was already like, I don't think it was frozen. It was just refrigerated. But
so it was like they condensed like stock of someone else like already doing those process. Okay, that's good to have it.
Yeah. Now the noodles I had to cook, but so they weren't like already wet. So I had to get the water, boil it for like a certain amount of minutes. When it boils to a certain point, you can see the less. And then you freaking pour the water out quickly. You use it, and then it turned out really good, to be honest.
Yeah, it sounds like it would.
The broth was good. It wasn't great, but it was good enough for me to eat the whole thing. It tasted good, and I was like, okay, so that's just a faster process of doing it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you're boiling the stuff that's in the plastic. You take it out, and then you cut it out, and then it smells like actual like pork or chicken ramen.
Yeah, I think like generally like if I'm paying for it, I'm outgunned in like being able to do it at home. So ramen is one of those things for me, and I think usually like a good pizza is like that too. Just because I just don't have the oven for it. Like I probably would be able to make it if I did, but that's another one.
Okay, favorite pizza since we're talking about that. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was just saying that's one of those things that I usually buy instead of make. Even though I could make it if I had like the tools for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about pizza, I love Blaze's pizza. It's one of my favorites.
Blaze? Yeah.
Yeah, Blazes, because I'm only like 3 minutes away from one, bro. Like literally, like
Yeah.
this is where I have at, like where I'm actually moved at right now. Like I'm lucky because everything's like right next to me. There's even a Walmart and a Sam's Club in my area, so it's like a 5-minute drive.
So depending on when you release this is the 15th. Yesterday was the Pie Day, right? Did you get yourself a $3.14 pizza?
I did.
All right.
I did. But the whole bitch of it, I had to do an early morning exercise this morning to make sure I didn't because I have to like do crunches, had to do squats, had to do planks because I don't lift weights on things I'm recovering. If I eat something like that, I gotta get that out of your system. You gotta burn that. But before I went to work, I had to do it. That was like 45-minute early around 5 o'clock this morning, 5:15. And before I left the house, it was like 45. So yeah, and I told people I literally have ate a bowl of oatmeal, cinnamon oatmeal, before I go to work. Trying to stay away from fast food, fucking breakfast. Do my best to stay away from that. Eat just one good bowl of that, and I use like 2 packs because I'm trying to get like a big bowl in and just be full. And then when I go to work, it's just burning that off when I'm delivering and I'm running, I'm doing stuff like that. And it's just more health and more protein is what it is. Because as I've always believed, like I said, you have a healthier breakfast and you don't eat anything heavy, then you'll be okay in the morning. Your stomach won't growl, whatever. Just drink some water after you get done.
Yeah.
Because you ate something sweet. It's sweet, but it's still good. But I think this right here. I got my water right here. I'm about to cleanse. Oh, yeah. And every once a month, I drink a detox tea. It's like a detox, and it's like 3 cups, and then just to make sure they clean anything that's not like healthy, make sure my arteries are fine, things like that.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I don't need to. If I drink nothing but water the whole month, then I don't need to drink that. But if I ate like that pizza one time, I'm like, I'll be alright. Let me drink the water.
And like in terms of like a lot of the fast food, like Blaze isn't like one of the horrible ones, but like it's still
They make it really small and good. I ain't gonna lie. Like
Yeah.
it's not like a really fat pizza. It's just more so like really
a
small.
little thin one. I think like if you do the math, if you get like 3 toppings, you're probably gonna be around like you're still less than 1,000 calories on those things, right? Yeah.
No, actually, yeah, you're right. You're right. Because they actually calc it out on their site. Like this is how much this is. And then I looked up like stuff and I did the math. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you're like the pesto on the crust is only gonna give me like 70 more. That kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
That kind of thing.
My friend said, like I said, isn't that below the calorie count? I'm like, that's not good.
Yeah.
but it's not high. So I'll take it. But I think in terms before we get off the food topic, I would say at least for me, I think the whole rice and chicken, that's a good thing. For me, it's I eat white rice, boneless chicken breasts. So guys, I want to tell you a little secret that I found out on YouTube like 6-7 years ago. It was a video to show I actually how to cook boneless chicken breasts without having it be hard, and you can eat it soft and tender, well cooked. So what I did was, of course, make sure it's unthawed. Make sure you wash it in the freaking sink, literally, just to get the slime off it. And then you rub the bottom with olive oil or virgin oil, whatever you want to use, and it keeps it from sticking to your tray, or at least in this case to the aluminum foil. And then you season it on top. Now I use adobo. I'm not using like I'm not using seasoned salt. That takes away the purpose, because you don't want to have so much seasoning on there because that's too much sodium. You want to have less cholesterol and things like that. So I use adobo because adobo can go on steak, go on burgers, can go on fish, can go on all that. So, and I use that for pretty much anything.
Okay.
Yeah, if you look it up, trust me, I think it's like in the national section where like they have the adobo seasoning. Trust me, it's there.
Okay.
If I ever run out, I have to go get a new one.
Oh, I've seen that before. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Use it for my burgers, all that homemade burger, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And,
looks good.
It's amazing. Trust me.
That looks good. Yeah.
Yeah. So boneless chicken breast and white rice, and then they'll be sometimes I'll mix it up. It'll be green beans and maybe baked salmon that day, and I'll have. Never eat anything fried. I just bake everything now. because it's just more healthier to cook your food like that. In terms of that, like I said, I've expanded it a little bit. There's been a steak on an occasion every once in a blue moon. I don't have it all the time, but like that's kind of like what I eat a little bit more of right now, and just trying to maintain it while going to the gym, working out, and just not getting stupid with my overabundance of eating. Because sometimes I'll skip breakfast and then I'll have like a big, more so a big dinner because I don't eat lunch. It'll just be that. And then after that, I'm pretty much good. Or I'll go to the gym before I eat big because I want to burn a lot of calories off from whatever I ate the prior day. And then I'm super starving. And then I'll go and eat my quick meal that I had earlier or that I pre-cooked earlier. So things like that. So that's why I said I think prepping for food and also eating healthy is a necessity nowadays. I know some of us are lazy and don't want to cook, but I love cooking. So I'm glad their Vital Message does cook. That's awesome that he does that. He keeps it like a routine or anything like that, or just whenever he doesn't feel the need to do it, it's fine. There's no problem with that. Like the whole ramen stuff, I agree with him. Because I'm going to have them freaking bring it over here, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of my favorite foods, dude. And it's just like, maybe I can have it maybe once in a month at time. I like not sit down, which is kind of wild. But other than that, guys, be healthy and smart about what choices you pick in your food. Because you want to live longer, not, pass away quicker. But, all right, Vital, let's get to the best part of this quote-unquote talk. When did you become a Pokemon fan?
Well, I started when I was a little one, like I probably like less than 5 years old, playing. Like I was sharing Pokemon Silver with my sister, like when I was a little kid. That was the first game I played. But like our cartridge like was jacked up because the Game Boy Color games had the thing where it just didn't save anymore. So like we would have to like go through the first area every time, and it was like I think that was a big thing about Silver and Gold when they first came out, that there was a lot of glitched cartridges out there, or like they just get corrupted really quick. They just because they shove so much so much data into those cartridges that like I'm sure like it was easy to corrupt it. And then on top of that, we had the first game that I had for myself. I had a Game Boy Advance SP, and then I was playing the Pokemon Ruby version, and that was like it was fun to get into it. It was like rock paper scissors, but with a little bit more strategy, and then an adventure with a team of some like cool looking monsters. I was all for it. Played that. I kind of played Gens 3 through 5. Stopped playing a little bit of the newer ones from 6 on, even though they added some new features. I hear the Sun and Moon ones are pretty good.
Yeah, Sun and Moon. I never had a chance to play that yet. I got to so like you. I'll just do a quick summary for me. So I played the old generation one, Game Boy Color. When it was all black and white when it first came out, of course, and I had the I think it was It was Pokemon Red.
Pokemon Red.
Red. Yeah. And
then
the
broken generation.
Yeah.
Broken Gen 1.
And then I think I got Fire Red after a while. I think I got a Game Boy Advance. Then I got and then after a while I got third gen when third gen came around. I got Sapphire, like I told you earlier. Sapphire, enjoyed the hell out of that. T-Baqua, T-Magma was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I think because I had Mega Man games, things like that. I love playing Mega Man, T-Warrior, that bunch of stuff. And also it's back for the Switch now. I'm gonna play that on the Switch because I love that game. Then when I got a Game Boy SP, I think it was years later, like decades later, when I finally got one. I played Ruby, and I realized Groudon is so fucking cool to use. I made different variations of different teams, stuff like that. Rayquaza was my favorite. Legendary. That's when I finally made up the move. Like, my favorite legendaries are Rayquaza, Kyogre, Groudon, because they're the best trio.
Yeah, that trio was
The
really
guy who ran
overpowered.
guys, the one that created the season, the one that made the land masses.
Yeah,
Which
they're
is
all
great.
they're all
I like
really
that.
really powerful. Really,
Yeah, they're
really
very
powerful. all
biblical.
of them.
When I saw that, I'm like, that's very biblical.
Yeah.
And I
And you got
thought that. Let's
the
do it
Emerald
fun.
story. The Emerald story where they fight, and then you have the coming down from the sky. Stop fighting, you idiots!
Yeah, right. You literally have our equation. I'm like, yo, okay, this is my favorite dragon in all of freaking fiction right now. And not to mention when he added the mega forms and you saw his mega form, I was like, okay, he is the best dragon ever. His design looks so fire.
Yeah,
So
well,
much
and
that
everyone's got
wall.
memories of like being a little like when I was a pretty little kid when I caught it the first time when you're doing that bike puzzle that like you're falling through and you're a dumb little kid, you don't know how to solve it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
that
what
kind of
you're
thing.
talking about.
You just keep falling. You're like, what am I doing wrong? And then you show up, you save before, and
You gotta save it. That was the thing. You gotta
save
save
before,
it. You don't
and then
fuck up.
it knows outrage, so it can kill itself. I think. Yeah, I think it knows outrage, so it can kill itself because it confuses itself.
Right.
And then so you don't want to bring it down too much, otherwise it kills itself.
Right.
And then I think the first time I played it, I chucked a bunch of the Ultra Balls at it. None of them worked. Ran out of Ultra Balls.
Caught it with a Pokeball.
Caught it with a Pokeball.
Dude, it's crazy. You're like, how the fuck does a Pokeball work on this damn thing? It should be like a Gray Ball or an Ultra Ball. Makes the most sense. And I was like, I'm not gonna poison it. Let me sleep it or paralysis is always the best way to go.
Well, it was rest. So it knew rest, so it would make itself sleep. Right. But it would recover all its health.
It would recover all its health. And then you have a problem. That's why I tell people, make sure you do paralysis. But if it uses rest.
Yeah, but rest heals the paralysis.
Yeah, it gets past the paralysis and things like that. So you had to be smart with how you used it.
Yeah, that one there's
trouble.
that one's probably was made for the Master Ball. No lie.
I just refuse to use it because for some reason I really made a mistake when I first played Pokemon with the first generation. I'm just like, maybe I should wait. But I'm not gonna use it. I'm just gonna use the other ones. And whatever success rate I get. But yeah.
Yeah, but the Lottie, like I used to think that the Lottie was the one that you would use your Master Ball for, but the Lottie's actually pretty easy to catch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too hard.
The Lottie's a lot easier.
Because like you just have to have like arena trap or something, and then you can spam it to make it go to the route that you want it to go.
Okay.
So
I feel you on that, and I think since we are talking Pokemon, because I know you said you haven't played Sun and Moon, and I got back into it when I got a DS, and that was when I was in Tampa and I was working at Best Buy. I realized I had a DS, and I realized, I haven't played any. Hold on a minute. Let me buy a DS, get it before Christmas, and I just treated myself to something, and then I played because X and Y had been out by now. I don't know.
Okay, so the 3DS ones.
So, but I bought Y. I didn't buy X because I like how the Y Pokemon look. You look freaking amazing. I'm like,
Xerneas is pretty good too.
Yeah.
It's just because the fairy typing that they added was really powerful.
Deer? I would say deer.
Yeah, deer. The colorful antlers. The fairy typing was really powerful when they added it.
Yeah, that's when they first introduced them.
I'm not too familiar with using them because I played mainly Gens 3 through 5 more, but like.
Yeah, so 3, 4, and 5. That means you played Hoenn, Sinnoh, and then
Unova.
Sun, yes, not Sun. Black and White. Black and White is 5.
Black and White, yeah, Unova, the one that's based off New York City.
Yeah, Unova League. Yeah.
Because you got.
I like Sinnoh. I never got a chance to play it until.
Sinnoh's good, but Diamond and Pearl are kind of trash.
Oh, Diamond? Oh, okay.
Like Platinum is
somebody's ever said that. I don't know. I kind of like. I'll be honest. I actually kind of like Diamond and Pearl. Because Dialga and Palkia, because I like the legendary Pokemon of space and time. I thought that
that's cool.
Nice.
Well, here's my take on it.
I really like their start.
Well, here's my take on it though. I think Platinum's my favorite one.
Okay, Platinum.
Platinum's my favorite one, which is that region. But I just think Diamond and Pearl are broken games.
Giratina, right?
Yeah, Giratina, and you have Dialga and Palkia too in there.
Yeah, that's that tree. Yeah.
In the post game.
Yeah, Giratina's like You know what's so crazy? He's a ghost dragon. That's so wild.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah. And
kinda
you have the
busted.
distortion world to build it up and
Yeah,
everything.
I had a movie for that. I'm like, he's in a different dimension. Like this,
Yeah.
I've been over this whole dimension. If he comes out that dimension, he actually has like a different form. Like he has legs and the wings.
Mhm.
Or if he's in the
The
actual
origin
dimension,
form.
he just has the wings and just
Yeah.
flying around. He moves like a ghost through different like the realm and stuff. It's
Well,
just
the
crazy.
idea of it though is like Giratina is supposed to be like the devil, in the
The
supposed to be
devil.
like the devil of Pokemon.
Oh, the devil is.
Yeah, because they have Arceus is the god, so Giratina is supposed to be the devil. They both come from that same gen.
Oh, okay.
But I got the distortion world and yeah,
that's
I don't know
cool.
that was a fun one though. That was like they fixed all the problems in Diamond and Pearl and made it good. That's what it was.
Yeah, definitely. And I think each generation it gets a little bit better, if not weird sometimes. Cause like we got like we're Pokemon like a pair of keys. And I was just
Yeah.
like, what? There's one that's a pair of keys. There's not one that's a lamp that I know of, but there's one that's
There's a
key.
lamp. Yeah, there's the lamp. There's the
Oh
it
yeah,
evolves in
yeah, no,
chandelier. Yeah, it's actually really
chandelier?
good. It starts as lit with the candle, then it has
Yeah,
lantern one, and then
chandelier,
it becomes chandelier.
Yeah,
There.
chandelier. There you
And
go.
that one's actually really good though. Ghost Fire.
Yeah, it's a ghost fire type. It was
Yeah.
just kind of funny because fire would just like automatically one shot it.
Yeah, that's the thing about Gen 5 has some like really dumb designs, but like it has some really cool ones too.
Yeah, yeah. There's
But
some designs that
yeah.
I like, some designs that are questionable, and then there's some that are just really good.
Like you got
For me, like
you
some
got
of the
like a thing of
colors,
ice cream as like a design, but then you have Zoroark at the same time. That kind
yeah,
of thing.
Zora, yeah, Zora. I can't tell what Zora looks like, what animal he looks like to me.
Yeah.
But he's like a mixture of something.
Yeah.
And whenever I saw the design, I'm like, I like it, but what do you look like to me? I can't. Because remember, some of these Pokemon are based on like actual animals in the world. Like, there's plenty of them. There's like we got beavers and we got groundhogs, and there's plenty of Pokemon that look like those two in different generations. And then you have like a sea weasel called Weasel, which I like that one because I'm like,
and they got Floatzel, the
so the evolved form of it, just like a bigger version.
also really good, and water dark typing is a little weird too, which is kind of cool.
Very weird, but
Yeah.
very cool. Too. And I did like the idea of darks coming in, and I was around home time.
Yeah, that's one of the better water types in
We
Sinnoh.
got Mariana.
It's one of the better water types in Sinnoh. I think Gastrodon is probably one of the better
Gastrodon's one of my
ones
favorites.
in there, just because you have the
Gastrodon. I like
Storm
Gastrodon.
Drain.
What is the one called?
The Storm Drain ability of the Gastrodon. So if you use a water type attack against it, it heals. So you can switch your Pokemon around and get heals.
Yeah, it's just like a water slug basically, but it's a ground water type, and I do like that because only that can really hurt it is like either ground type moves or freaking grass type at this point. The water doesn't.
Yeah, grass will own it, but that's really
So maybe Ice Beam, but I don't know. I'll get back to you.
Probably grass, just grass.
I have to see because I used it. I used Gastrodon on my team on Shiny Brilliant Diamond on the Switch. And I managed to max that sucker up to like level 90.
Really tanky guy.
Yeah. Well, because of that, because of him, I was able to beat Cynthia 2 times. And because when you beat her the first time, you're at the same level. When you
then she goes up
again, her level it goes up. It's like much harder to beat.
Like 70s, 80s in the second time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had I remember my team. I can't remember offhand. Had a Weavile.
I think her team had a Spiritomb leading off.
Yeah, she starts off with
Spiritomb. I think she got a Spiritomb, a Togekiss, a Melodic.
Melodic.
Melodic. She's for sure has a Garchomp.
Yeah, she has Garchomp.
She had a Roserade.
There was another one. She has freaking.
She has
she had a Goodra.
Togekiss, or did I already say that? I thought she has a Togekiss. She got a Togekiss. Yeah.
Guys, I'm so terrible. Please forgive me, y'all. It's been a minute since I played it, but I'm trying to remember what she had. I know 4 of them. What he just named is what we seen she has. I swear to you, I think she had an ancient Pokemon on top too. So like I said, you said Garchomp. I actually have a figure.
Maybe
of
it
her,
was the
right?
Spiritomb that you're thinking.
Yeah, she had Spiritomb. Spiritomb's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Garchomp, Spiritomb. She had a.
I remember the Platinum team, so it might be different in Diamond.
Oh no, it's the same stuff. The difference is I didn't see Togekiss in that. This one.
Yeah.
What else? What else? Milotic.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull this up.
Christ. Now I'm gonna have to look too, y'all.
Did she give herself?
I'm trying to remember. Cynthia.
Oh, she has a Lucario.
I think yeah. So wait, did she have a Lucario on mine?
She has a Lucario. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, it says in Brilliant Diamond. I'm just making sure we know what she had. Okay, so hold on.
Okay, that was the one I was forgetting.
You're right.
Lucario.
Yeah, she has a card. So that was the other one. So Spiritomb, Roserade, Gastrodon, Lucario, Milotic, Garchomp. That's what it was. So I forgot Lucario. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going off of there was no Gastrodon in the Platinum one.
Yeah, there was no Gastrodon now, but they gave her that for the newer one.
Yeah, she might have had that in Diamond.
Oh, so since we're talking about favorite characters, do you have a favorite character in any of the games that you like? In the Champions Elite Four from Gen 3 through 5?
I mean, Cynthia's a good fight. I mean, there's a lot of good fights that you have along the way. And Hoenn, of course, you got Steven's a good one. You got the steel types and the rock types. I don't know. Favorite like trainer? Interesting. Like I've started Nuzlocking things, and I think in terms of like Hoenn, like when I did the Hoenn games, the Tate and Liza fight always kind of is like a test for people. Just because
actually Liza and Tate, that's actually pretty good. One
Pokemon
that had the moon, one was the sun. I like that.
Yeah, but the Emerald one's harder because instead of just having Solrock and Lunatone, they could just surf and win. There's a Xatu and a Claydol, and the Claydol is pretty good out there.
The Claydol's pretty good.
And then the Xatu
high enough level is dangerous.
And the Xatu sets up Sunny Day for Solrock.
Yep.
So and it neutralizes surfs because of the Sunny Day.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Solrock that knows Flamethrower, which will be double in the sun.
Oh yeah.
So
I like Solrock for that.
Tricky.
I got Ruby, and I managed to finally get a Solrock. I was like fucking happy.
Yeah, and then you have the Claydol moveset is pretty good. You got Psychic, Ancient Power. Earthquake, and I think there might be something else.
I think it has Calm Mind too. Calm Mind.
I think it's all attacks. But I don't remember.
It might have ground and psychic attacks.
But then the Xatu has Calm Mind, Light Screen, Light Screen, Sunny Day, and I think something else. But like I think it might have Psychic. It has Psychic as well.
Psychic as well.
So that one's tricky because it sets up really well and has good synergy. So it sets up pretty nicely for there. But
that's pretty good. I won't lie.
Because it'll set up Light Screen, and then it'll set up Sunny Day. So then
Light Screen.
So that Surf is useless at that point.
Yeah.
Surf is useless at that point because then you have the special defense Rise on their team, and then you have the Sun neutralizing the water attack.
Yeah.
So it's
makes it weaker.
So it's like a quarter of its normal damage at that point.
Yeah,
and usually it's wiped out at that point, and then you have Solrock ready to sweep at that point. Mm-hmm. And then if you don't neutralize it soon enough, Claydol will start doing damage. Maybe it gets Ancient Power boosts, like if you don't neutralize it. So if you try, so you can't set up, and it will set up on you. So that's because it's a double battle. And if you're playing a Nuzlocke, you're probably going to sacrifice something unless you cheese. Unless you cheese, like boom strats are good for that one. So if you have a Graveler, you can go kaboom and take out the first.
You mean either explosion or self-destruct?
Self-destruct, yeah.
Explosion is better because this is more damage, but it's just like I don't know.
Yeah, but you got to have protect on the other one. You got to have protect.
You gotta hit protect first.
You got to have your other one hit protect so you don't.
I'll tell you this. Anybody has a golem or a graveler, bro, make sure you put protect the first time. You never know what he gonna do. Because I actually got hit with that, and I was so mad. I was like, why?
I don't know. There's some funny cheese strats. So I think on that one I had a Shedinja, and the only thing that they can hit Shedinja with was the I think Ancient Power from Claydol.
Yeah.
And Flamethrower from Solrock were the only things that can hit Shedinja in that fight. So I made sure that Zatsu couldn't hit it. So I would have the Shedinja in, and I would just PP stall out the Ancient Powers, and then I would set up on them. That's what I did. I would wait the Ancient Powers out.
I think one of my favorite one of my favorite like combinations, I guess, like tag teams is like Slacking and freaking who else I have? I had Shiftry and Slacking as one of my tag teams for license.
There's a strangely cracked trainer in the Emerald Elite in the Emerald Victory Road. Mm-hmm. Where there's a Slacking, and I think it's either a Gardevoir or I think it's a Gardevoir.
Oh, Gardevoir!
It's a Gardevoir Slacking combo, and that Gardevoir knows Skill Swap. Skill Swap,
yeah.
So like it takes the Truant from the Slacking, and then the Slacking just hits every turn, and that's awful.
Yeah, it's awful. Like it's awful, but I love it, bro. Because I'm a Slacking fan, and I do like Slacking because he has a lot of defense.
But it terrifies you. It terrifies you when you're Nuzlocking, though, because you're going through Victory Road. You don't have it memorized, and then you run into that trainer. You're losing something.
Oh yeah, you're definitely.
You're losing something unless you play smart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you kind of got to.
And that's before the Elite Four. You might lose one of your guys that you have in your team.
Yeah, for the Elite Four, I do like the Elite Four of Hoenn. I do like them a lot.
Sydney's trash. Easy to beat.
Yeah, Sydney, he's the weakest one, but he's a dark type. I like that. He's a dark type.
Well, Absol just.
I like Phoebe. With the Duscalon.
Phoebe. You just have to stall Phoebe though. That's
you have to stall her because if she does curse, if she does like the curse shit on you, I'm like, oh, bro.
Curse.
And then you get hit with that nail shit. I was like, hell, you're done. You're done.
Yeah.
Because like you said, what puts a curse on the freaking Pokemon, or they do what's my favorite move? Destiny Bond on you.
Oh, Destiny Bond, yeah.
Destiny Bond is like, yo, listen, if I'm going out, you're going with me. I hate that move, but it works.
You go to Glacia after that, who has
Glacia, and then you have
Glacia, and then you have Drake.
Yeah,
I
like him.
Yeah, and then if you're playing Emerald, you have Wallace, and if you're playing Ruby Sapphire, you have Steven. And Steven's a better champion, in my opinion.
Steven's a better champion. He got
Metagross at the end.
He has a shiny Metagross. Yeah.
The Metagross. And then,
that's one of my favorites. I love Metagross.
Yeah, and that it's a good combo. What else does it have? He's got Armaldo, Lilip.
I know what you mean. The ancient
one. The full evolution of the
it's hard to pronounce the last one. Don't worry, I'll fuck it up too.
Then you got Skarmory in there. Skarmory's in the mix. You got I think there's an Aggron in there.
Aggron's a good choice. You could always evolve your Lairon to Aggron and raise the level up.
And they all have like ancient power on them, pretty much. Mm-hmm. Which is a good
it's still ground type, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that one's still ground. Or Steel Rock. I think it's Steel Rock. Yeah, Steel Rock.
Yeah, I think it's a Steel. Yeah, it might be a Steel Rock.
Maybe because the other one that's Rhydon's thing. Mm-hmm. And Rhydon looks more dinosaur than Aggron does, but I still love Aggron's design.
Yeah, and then you go to
Hoenn had a lot of good design Pokemon. That's why I like Gen 3 for that designs. Hariyama, the arm thrust Pokemon. I love that one. That's one of my favorites. yeah. Hariyama. He does arm thrust. And then you have Medicham. I love Medicham.
Medicham. Yeah.
Literally the play on meditation and kicks. That's really what it is. It's called Medicham.
Psychic and fighting is good.
Yeah. It's a psychic fighting type, and I like that one. Yeah, because the pre-evolved form was Meditite.
Meditite's really useful for the Norman fight.
Yeah, for like
because it's one of the detect because you could cheese the slacking.
Mm-hmm. You can definitely.
Yeah.
I would say with some of the gym leaders, favorite gym leaders that's going hard. I do like Norman's gym. I do like Wallace had a good gym. I like when you get to Wallace.
In the water, yeah.
Water guy, like I really do like his stuff.
Yeah, I know that base. I don't
because it went through such a hassle to try to get to
pretty good
gym.
for a gym.
Yeah,
he's just not good as a champion.
Juan's
team is very. Juan's team's pretty mid. The guy that comes in Emerald.
Yeah,
like he leads with a love disc, and
he was in the anime actually. Surprisingly, they didn't. You know what's so funny?
The only thing kind of scary about that team is the Kingdra.
Yeah. Is what Kingdra?
Kingdra is the only thing scary.
Kingdra's awesome. Kingdra's one of my favorite water dragons.
Wallace has the melodic. That's
pretty my
and the Whale Lord.
Whale Lord, yeah. He has those two. But yeah, I do like.
I think a Ludicolo as well.
Is a Ludicolo?
Yeah.
Which one, Juan or Wallace?
Wallace.
Yeah, Ludicolo is like some BS. He's grass and water.
Yeah.
It's so hard to get damage on that dude. I remember that.
Yeah, well, it's also they all have his whole team has Swift Swim.
Yeah, they all
makes
do.
It tough. And then the Whale Lord spams Water Spouts.
Water Spout.
Yeah.
It has a lot of defense on it because it's a giant whale. It's another one. Yeah, I tell people, like I said,
I think it has a Relicanth as well.
Relicanth is, yeah. You need him to open up the tunes for Reggie Rock, Reggie Ice, and Reggie Steel. Reggie Steel's one of my favorites. And Reggie Rock.
Okay, Sea King, Whiscash, Melodic, Celio, Love Disc.
Yeah, Juan had a Whiscash.
Whiscash, okay. Yeah.
Celio? Yeah, Celio?
I'm looking at Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I'm looking at the.
Oh yeah, trust me, they amped them up.
I'm looking at a different one. Wallace. Oh, his Ruby and Sapphire is kind of trash. He's got Love Disc, Wishcash, Celio, Seeking, and Melodic. And then the champion team he has is Whale Lord, Wishcash, Tentacruel, Ludicolo, Gyarados, and Melodic.
I'll be damned. Shit.
Yeah.
There's been a mess that played Alpha, Sapphire and Ruby and all that. Yeah. I haven't played like the evolved form of them. There's been a mix that played those ones. That was enjoyable too. I played both versions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just looking at.
All right, if you were to boil it down, since we're nearing the end of this, how would you? Let me ask you: what 6 Pokemon would you have in your team in real life? Like, pick 6 you would actually have.
Okay, so you gotta have some. You gotta have a flyer in the mix.
You have to.
You gotta have. If you want to cheese everyone and have good transportation, you gotta have Gut Swellow, and just burn it a little bit or poison it, and then it's going facade on everyone. Guts, facade, Swellow with the silk scarf, and you're owning everything right there.
All right,
that's gonna be one in the mix. Gyarados, of course. Good water flying type. Good physical attacker. Knows can learn Earthquake. Has Intimidate. Great ability. So that would be one to have. I don't really know the new. I'm working if there wasn't a fairy type because that's kind of what I'm comfortable with.
There's Sylveon. That's a fairy type.
No, I'm just saying I'm not really super comfortable with using fairy types because I play up to 5 mainly. So the games that don't have fairy types.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. What else is really viable and really good to have? So yeah, and I'm surf. I've already able to. That's good. Good fire type. Good fire. I think Gen 4 you go Infernape. You're pretty good.
All right, my man. See, I love
But if you're gonna newer based on like how good they are, I heard Incineroar is really good to have.
Incineroar pretty good.
Incineroar. So either Incineroar and Infernape are pretty good.
Yeah, I
One
would
of
just
those two.
the freaking design, and plus he's really fast.
Yeah. Same kind of idea. Really strong. The Incineroar might be better though because it has Intimidate as well.
True, it does. And it's more of a
yeah. The Intimidate is big because it's gonna drop that attack so you can stick around. So got that. Grass type. Should I go grass or get something else? Oh, you got to throw some dragons in there too.
You have a dragon. You have Gyarados in there now.
He's a flyer, water flyer.
But he's a dragon type too.
Yeah, look, he's technically a dragon.
He's a dragon.
I'm gonna go.
You can just teach him those moves too.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna put a Tyranitar in there just because the dark
yes,
block.
My dude, Tyranitar.
Yeah, we don't want any fighting types though. I also want to be able to set up sand if I want to.
Okay.
Tyranitar, and if I pair it with the Garchomp, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
With the Sand Veil.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what do I got? What am I weak in? So I got Gyarados, Swellow, Tyranitar.
Tyranitar, and then you say either a Fernape or Incineroar. You said Incineroar.
Fernape, probably Incineroar, and I'm not going legendaries here. And I think I threw in Garchomp in there.
Mm-hmm.
So
five.
Yeah, I got 5.
Yeah, one more.
Okay, I might want to throw a ghost type in there.
Gengar?
Yeah, I think a Gengar. Let's throw the Gengar up here.
My friend, we're all Gengar.
Well, we already got a couple of these up in here. Ooh.
There we go.
There you go.
Shout out to the OGs, man. OG.
Yeah, Gengar, you can't go wrong. A ghost poison type. So I think my weakness
He's a trick
would be...
Don't forget that.
Oh yeah. I think my weakness here is that I don't have electric, and I don't have
grass.
I don't have grass. I don't have psychic.
You're good.
Yeah, like so there's definitely holes on that team, but like you can do some good stuff with it.
Oh, okay. So for me, if I were to make a team, I always struggle with this sometimes because all right, so I'll throw in Lucario right there. Give me Tyranitar. 2. Fire type. Oh. It's always hard with me with this. Like Blaziken and Infernape, and those are 2 of my favorites. Oh, I love both.
I like Infernape a bit more.
Yeah,
personally.
I love both just as equally because they're both freaking fast. But Blaziken is like, dude.
What about Arcanine? That's a good one.
Give me an Infernape. Gets my better judgment. You guys don't hate me. I love Blaziken. Don't get into it. I love everybody. So give me Infernape. Water type. Give me Greninja. Give me Greninja.
Okay, that's a good one.
Grass type. This is so hard because there's only 2 really grass types I like. That's what is that? Torterra? Yeah, that's Torterra and Sceptile. They're my favorites.
You already have a dark type, so
yeah.
So I like Sceptile a bit more, but like
Sceptile because he's more movable. I like that,
but you already have another dark type with T-Tar.
Yeah.
In there.
You know what? I'll switch it up. Okay, so I won't get
Torterra's grass ground, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Torterra's grass and ground, so you can't go wrong with him. He's a tank.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say, if you're gonna have another dark type on there, you're looking a little weak to fighting.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to fix that. Fire. I need an electric type, and I need another type. I might not get a grass. Who knows? Okay, I'll go back to the grass one. We'll go back to that one. I'm gonna throw in. Give me either a Raichu or a Electivire. I really want that one.
That's good. Yeah.
That's really, really powerful.
Yeah. I think the Alolan Raichu's got psychic typing as a secondary.
Yeah. But that's more for girls because it looks the cutie design and all that.
And
I prefer.
And the tail is the surfboard.
Yeah, it tells the surfboard, so I'm good with it.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking I'm thinking it could either switch out for me, either Raichu or Electivire. But I love Raichu so much. Raichu's one of my favorites. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
How you gonna fly around?
Okay, a flying type.
Or dragon.
Yeah, that's true. So for flying type, dragon, so I can get the best of both worlds. I can never go wrong with Dragonite, but I think I am going to pick Garchomp. Garchomp is gonna be my favorite because I love Garchomp a lot. Now there's two other dragons I like. That's Flygon and freaking Salamence and then Dragon.
Yeah, I think if you got Tyranitar on your team, having Garchomp is really good because you could set up the sand and then you got Sand Veil.
Just because you see what Cynthia can do, I'm just like, yo, bro, just give me a Garchomp. Why not? So I did go. So like I said, I didn't pick a grass type at all, similar to you. I have like technically 2 grounds. I have one water type, 1 fire, and I have an electric type. So I'm pretty balanced for the most part. Yeah, pretty balanced. But
so the main thing is that you got a couple weakness. Like for me, my weakness would be the electric because I got a couple flyers and the Gyarados and the Swellow are weak to electric. And then I got.
I mean, if we're gonna go by the anime, Swallow. I'll be honest. Like I ain't gonna lie. I've never seen an anime where a normal flying type can take a thunderbolt and just break it off. I was just like, what?
Yeah, but the idea of the Swellow is that you beef it up so much where it just one hit kills everything without even needing it.
He just ran through that like, what the hell? I was like, what?
If we do damage calcs here, let's do some damage calcs here.
And if I were to get a normal flying type, well, I'm saying normal flying. If I were to get a flying type, it would probably be Talonflame. Talonflame is one of my favorites.
That's a good one. But look up Facade got. Okay, so the Facade's max power. So you got Swellow with guts, and it's been burned or poisoned before the battle, or has an orb. Not doesn't have an orb. It has a silk scarf on, so it gets the normal type. So it's stab, so you get bigger boost. Then you have double from the silk scarf.
Right.
Then you have another, and then you have double because you get another double because you have the status condition and you're using Facade. So that's like legendary level attack. Like I think the maximum amount is like 442 damage, just the base damage. Yeah.
442.
Just like base damage right
That's
there.
That's wild, dude. Like
crazy.
And Guts is a crazy ability too, and I do like it though.
Yeah.
Because Machamp has that ability, and so does Ursaring. Depending on which Ursaring you get, but yet you can get stupid buffs with that.
Yeah, so that's like really OP.
And there was one scene in Pokemon where the main character Paul from Sinnoh, this is Generation 4, which you played, with the rival Paul. He has a Ursaring that gets like dumb strong from Guts. So if Pikachu were to paralyze him, he literally powers on through that and just gets a buff. And he took like 2 attacks. He got hit with a thunderbolt while he's getting ready to do an attack when he was amped up by Guts, and he just freaking arm hammered this sucker to the freaking lake. And I was like, "Is that strong?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's one hell of a ability. That's stupid."
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Intimidate is always solid. Got the Sand Stream from Tyranitar is good just because you set up sand.
And also Pokemon can get damage with that Sand Stream. At least what it's called. Sand Stream. Yeah.
Sand Stream. You know it was like a rough combo. The Ice Gym in Platinum, where they put the Obama Snow with the Frostlass. They put Obama Snow with the Frostlass in there.
Oh, that's a good
point
combo.
where the Frostlass it has the snow, it has the hail equivalent of Sand Veil. So you just start missing your attacks in the hail.
Oh, that's actually pretty freaking good. Guys, I will say this: since we're coming up near the end of this, I want to tell you guys all: please check out any of the Pokemon games if you never played any of them. Auto Message does Nuzlocke every once in a blue moon. Please check out his channel. He does them. I've joined him a couple of times. It's been a while since I've joined, but I'm definitely going to join again because I enjoy watching those. It's very fun. And check out the Pokemon games. They're really fun to play. Like seriously. Even now I'm 30, 31, I still play that shit. Like this shit is freaking enjoyable for me. Like it's don't know why. It's still for some reason it has lasting nostalgia value for me, and it just never died out for me for some reason. There's one generation that's not good, but it's still enjoyable.
Yeah, well, if it's too easy for you, like add some self-imposed challenges. It's a kid's game, it's going to be easy. Make some rules that make it harder for you.
Turn it on high difficulty.
Make some rules. Play a Nuzlocke. Make it so you can't heal for a while. Make ban a few Pokemon on the list. Like ban Garchomp. Something like that.
Yeah, and guys, like I said, if you agree with our 6 Pokemon, like I said, just leave a comment below. That always helps us. And also, like I said, I recommend everything under the sun when it comes to Pokemon. Just because we have a new we have a new one, a current one is out, which is Violet and Scarlet and Violet.
I think so, and it has the new gimmick is that you can change the typing.
Change the typing with Terra Crystals. Yeah, I haven't even played it yet, but
that's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, it is. It is cool. I have to play Sun and Moon, and then after that, I'm gonna go to Sword and Shield and go right to that because I really want to play Sword and Shield because I told you guys I'm behind, so I'm catching up. But thank you guys for joining us tonight. Listen, check my man the Vital Message. His name is Cadesis on YouTube. Be sure to check out his content, like and subscribe, all that jazz. And also, like I said, look forward to more videos like this every once in a blue moon. You guys have a great night, and just